What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. I got my man Clayton on here, my man Tump, and E-Man took a break. He on his 15-minute break. So I appreciate that. Yeah, down at that
15 minutes and 20 seconds, baby.
Yeah, you on that CIAA down at the CIAA tournament, right?
Yes, sir. Working hard, man.
Yeah,
the turnout is great though. Turnout is great, so that's a good thing for it. The turnout is great, so
yeah, that really is, man. You know, coming through downtown the last couple of days, man, traffic been crazy.
Oh yeah,
coming through downtown, coming down Baltimore Street, yeah, man, traffic been crazy down there. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get down there, man. What time was the last game down there, man?
5:30, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just telling Mike and Clayton, man, I want to come down there and get a couple hats, man. I want to get a couple hats down there. Try to get down there.
Definitely come down and support these HBCUs, man.
Definitely.
Especially the ones in Maryland, man. It's been a problem right now with things going on.
Yeah. I made it. I learned the little what's the name, man, that I see a lot of, I'm a hat guy, man. A lot of them sites I be getting them hats from, like Fanatics and stuff. Recently, they've been having HBCU hats on their websites, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I said, man, I just get them from the school store. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, if I get it off Fanatics, how much of that money is getting back to them HBCUs? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, how much of that is getting back to them? I say, man, I just go on the website and order them on there and get it like that.
Yeah.
Instead of getting
I don't know, Mike. You're a business guy, right? And you too, probably, Tom. Now, don't they have to pay them schools something to even be able to put their merchandise on it? Okay.
Right. Yeah, I agree. They got license deals with those.
You right,
with their logos and stuff like that. Their licensing deals. So
they just not just doing it on their own. Yeah. And I know they do it to reach a greater fan base. You know what I'm saying? I know they do it to reach a greater fan base.
But yeah, they get a bigger percentage though, that profit though, if you buy directly from them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You go to the school store, you get it.
Right, yeah. So yeah, man. So we got a lot to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, did y'all see the interview with LeBron? They asked LeBron about Anthony Edwards being the face of the league on ESPN. So
I caught a snippet of it on First Take.
Yeah. Now, that was a good episode of First Take.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, I want to play some of that because I had a few reactions that I want to, some of that I want to break down and just, get y'all point of view on like what was said. Because Gilbert Arenas said some stuff too that I want us to break down. But here we go with Stephen A. Smith.
You know something? I was looking forward to today. And you know why I was looking forward to today? Because Steph Curry last night. Did you see that performance? Did you see those threes?
I'm going to go past Steph Curry because you know what?
Yeah, they had Rudy Gay on the show, man.
All the people that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody. You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy.
So I don't know. Did y'all hear all of that?
You run it again. Run it one more time.
Yeah, because all right. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna replay it because LeBron James. Somebody had asked him about that. Going it.
You know something?
You could tell SA's all business, so we're going to dive right in. After the Lakers' 9-point win over the Timberwolves in LA last night, where LeBron put up 33, 17, and 6, he addressed the face of the league convo regarding Anthony Edwards taking the torch.
He already said he don't want it. Yeah, he ain't trying to deal with that. And I mean, Channing Frye said it the other day too. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy.
So, Tom, what you got to say about what he said? It's weird energy.
The thing about it, I'm going to compare it to the NFL, right? And that's why the NFL is so popular with the fans, and is has a bigger market, and it's a bigger attraction, right? For whatever reason, you don't have former NFL players talking bad about the game, even if it's a lot of stuff that they don't agree with. It's never back in my day. It's a better game. The product now is horrible. Guys can't play. Guys can't do this. Guys can't do that. And I just think that's interesting that in the NBA, you got a lot of guys that, a lot of them get off my lawn type guys. And I don't know if it's because of the money aspect of it. Maybe the older guys, man, they're getting paid too much money and things like that. But in the NFL, man, nothing is bigger than the shield. Whereas though in the NBA, man, it's allowed. You are allowed, and I'm not saying it's for better or for worse. I'm just saying you allow people to have opinions that really make the game look bad. You never hear, or I can say never. It's hard to find people that says the game is in a good place by former players. More so, you know what I'm saying? More so than the opposite. What he's saying is in a bad spot. So I guess it, depends on the lens you're looking through. That's all.
What you say, Clay?
I mean, real quick, Tom. Let's be clear on this. Did not Tom Brady criticize the game this year when he was saying he was giving certain critique about it's being dumbed down and stuff like that? Didn't he say that at one point?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know some of the ex-NFL players, they'll be talking about the game is soft. You can't hit. They can run across the middle now. It's wide open. So I think you get a little bit of that in the NFL too, right? But as far as, you're right, the older players saying that, but I don't think it sways the public. I think the general public, regardless of what those guys say, because even if they was trying to sell us on how great the product is, our eyes tell us something different.
Right.
So, it is what it is. But as far as, LeBron saying that, he entitled to his opinion, but I can see his point to some degree, but because back in the day, the media and everything worked hand in hand to sell the league. They was trying to sell the league. So you try to report all the positive things, shine light on positive stuff. And because of the rise of debate shows and content, now you have an open market where people can, take their shot at the league, give opinions and stuff. It's different. It's a different time. So I can understand it, because back in the day they didn't, and there was negative things there they could have talked about, but they didn't. And now it's a free fall, So.
I think everybody, every generation of basketball and football they get criticized, and now because we're in the social media, this social media is probably exaggerated. But my problem with those kind of statements, and that's part of, in my opinion, that's part of why the NBA is declining, is because they have an entitlement. Today's NBA players, they feel entitled. So anytime you push back against them, you know, like he'll say something like this. And for LeBron James to be the face of the NBA and for him to say like, don't nobody want that, you know, I think is not a good look because like with any job that you take, responsibility, like it's going to be some pros and cons to it. So, you know, I don't care, you know, like I said, if you're a supervisor, manager, or business owner, it's pros and cons to it, but you still got to accept both. You know what I mean? You know, you just got to accept both. So I don't think it was a good look for LeBron James to say, don't nobody want that. And it's
But do you think? But do you think it's a good look for Andy Edwards saying he don't want it?
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't think it was a good look for Anthony Edwards either to say that he don't want it. You know, at least publicly. I think if Anthony Davis don't want to be the face of the league, he don't really have to. He don't have to conduct himself that way. That's the same thing like when Charles Barkley said that he didn't see himself as a role model, right? And he may not, but other people did. You know what I mean? So you still have an obligation to conduct yourself a certain way when you're in public, in my opinion.
You shaking your head? No, Clay, chime in, Clay.
No, I thought he was going to say something different. Like, I don't think he has an obligation to the people that see him as a role model. That's on them. They're choosing to look at him in that way. You understand what I'm saying? But he does have a responsibility because he's a professional representing the NBA. You don't want to be like a criminal. You don't want to be doing a whole bunch of crazy shit outside of basketball, bringing a smear to it. But
I think what it is, man, that, you know, being the face of the NBA comes with certain responsibilities that a lot of guys just don't want. You know, he even said it, man. I want to come. I want to bust your ass on the court and go home. I really don't want the other stuff that goes with it. And look who his favorite player was Kevin Durant. He's the same way. You understand? He's the same way. And Kevin has gotten criticized for that, just being only about ball and nothing else. You know what I mean? But I you know, I don't know, man. I mean, you can choose to be, you know, not want to be a part of that, but it gets thrown on you a little bit.
I think another aspect of Anthony, I'm sorry, man. I think another aspect of Anthony Edwards saying, nah, you know, that's why you got Wemby and stuff. In his own way, that's a way of being humble in a sense, because a lot of times they used to pose this thing to Mike, like, you know, do you believe you're the greatest of all time? And Mike would always pass that off to someone else. No, I can't say that. So maybe this is Anthony Edwards' way of actually being humble in a sense, because that face of the league thing, that's organic. It becomes what it is, you know. So to say I am the face, he could have been criticized for that as well.
No, they actually, did he want to be the face?
But even saying I want to be, like, you know what I mean? That's still a little boisterous in a sense. He could have been criticized for that too, you know.
Yeah.
But
what you gotta say, man?
Let me chime in with this, because if you look at it this way, in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, being on the face of the NBA came with a lot of pressure, but a lot of reward. Okay, right now these guys are getting their bag, regardless of how they play, who they are. They're getting their bag. So I can understand the fact that you don't want that extra pressure because it comes with no reward. You know what I'm saying? Being the face of the NBA does not come with any challenges right now. When Mike was the face of the NBA, he was the star. He was playing his endorsement deals. He got Nike out of the hole. That's what being the face of the NBA did back then. Being the face of the NBA now won't do that for you because you're getting the bag.
I'm about to say you're getting all that now.
You're getting all that now. Yeah. You got people like Zion getting that now. He plays 20 games a year.
Yeah, but all right, so let me ask y'all this then. So, like with playing in the NBA, when you play professional sports, don't you have an obligation to at least like pass off a better product, or a product that is you know, represent the product in a certain way and pass it off to the next generation? Do you have that obligation?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, they do have the obligation to pass it off to make the game better. And that's, in their mind, that's what they may do, because now basketball players are getting the biggest bags they have ever gotten. Yeah, so if I'm a basketball player, I'm like, yes, LeBron and Kevin Durant made it better for me, because I can go out here and average 10 points a game and still get $100 million for 4 years.
Yep.
So they, in my mind, as a basketball player, LeBron and them did make it a better player. I mean, a better.
I don't think they made it. I mean, you think with the decline in attendance, people not watching, people not going to the game. So you think that do you think that LeBron James and Kevin Durant are good ambassadors for the game?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You do?
Definitely. Yeah. And Steph. Put Steph in there too, Mike.
Steph Curry.
I think Steph, because I like the way Steph did things, and I like the trajectory of his career. I think Steph did it the right way. And so that's why I asked y'all last week, or maybe the week before, do y'all think that we got to see the best of Kevin Durant and the best of LeBron James? Because I think when you turn down certain responsibilities, I think part of the backlash to that is that you don't get challenged enough, and you don't have to raise your game. Like if you have that attitude that Kevin Durant had, I'm just gonna go and hoop and show up. You don't get your best. You know what I mean? I don't think you get your best, because your best means that there are certain challenges that come with the job, and you got to overcome those challenges, maybe on and off the court. You know what I mean? Just to raise your game to another level.
Right, but in that point though, Mike, when you say challenges, you're looking at the challenges from the outside in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What LeBron and Durant may think is not what you may think is challenging, they may think is non-challenging.
Right. And then he focused more on what I'm doing on the court, not necessarily what I'm doing off the court. On the court,
right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm at my peak. You know what I mean? And Durant, everybody talk about LeBron, legitimately so, but Kevin Durant is a career 27, 28 point scorer. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving you his best year in, year out. He's showing up and he's playing. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not forget the biggest factor in this whole situation is we're talking about players that work for owners. We're not talking about players that own their own gimmick. We're talking about players that work for the Shield. Okay, so they can only do so much before they have to ask permission. Okay, so at this point, I guess Kevin Durant and LeBron and everybody else that should be I'm the face of the league, they may not want to ask permission to do anything, because when you become the face of the league, then you have to do the things that the league likes to see you do in the public, off court, and everything else. So therefore,
that's like a second job, man. That's almost like a second job, being the face of the league. Yeah, it's almost like a second job.
Also, Mike, leaving the game. Also, leaving the game better is a matter of perspective too, Mike. So, you know, it's to man's point and Tonk point a little bit. If you're getting more money and you ain't got to do as much to get the money, you feel like you handing something beautiful off to the next generation to come. Also, when you look at the way KD play and some of these guys play, they are inspiring the young guys to play. So now they up in their skill level and the things they're able to do on the court, like Steph Curry got everybody shooting threes and stuff. So that's making it. Now, what the executives and the administrators and owners do with the talent, that's on them. But the talent is there.
Yeah, I think, and I think that like I said, when you have a product, right, and you don't. And you're not getting any pushback. And see, part of the reason why the game has expanded is because like the game is more international now than it was like when Mike played, right? So it's that is not because of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. They are the beneficiaries of that. You know what I mean? That's why I say that LeBron James and Kevin Durant have an obligation and a responsibility to enhance. And I can't say that they enhance the game if attendance is down. Viewership is down.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mike, but that's only maybe like the last 3-4 years.
Yeah,
they've been around for a minute. They've been around for a minute, though, Mike. I mean, it ain't like since they started, attendance then went down their whole career. Well, you know what I mean? And I think that you can't put that at their feet. I mean, even though they're the biggest stars, you can't put that all at their feet. I think what plays a part in it is that, like Man said, like Clayton just said, it's the money part of it. Them guys that's not necessarily putting in the work, even though they have the talent, they're not necessarily putting in the work because they are ready to secure the bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those two guys that we're speaking of, they always work hard. They always in shape. They always show up. They always show out. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that, you know what I mean, the game hasn't grown because of them. They're doing their part. And then LeBron is more so like a worldwide figure, even though everybody know who Kevin Durant is. The Kevin Durant don't necessarily, you know what I mean, fall into that. He takes a step back from that part of it, the corporate part of it. Kevin Durant takes a step back where LeBron embraces it. And that's the difference in those two off the court. But on the court, I think they show up, man. I think they show up and show out, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I can't blame LeBron and Kevin Durant fully. Like I said, when the NBA owners switched up the league and they took certain positions off the court, that allowed the game to be a more finesseful game, which when you got a finesseful game, then that's the reason why the game is not the competition level is not there like it used to be. So you're right, they are playing in the environment that was created for them, right?
And from that point, Mike, who changed the game? Because it wasn't the owners changed the game because the viewership wanted to change. It's just like the NFL. More scoring in the NFL brings more people in. Same thing happened in basketball. People were sick of looking at 59, 52 games. You know, they wanted to see them games in the hundreds. They want to see them teams running up and down, running gun type style of play. They didn't want to see them hard defenses. They didn't want to see the whole 30-second shot clock ticking up. Baseball is doing the same thing. They want a faster product with more scoring in it because that excites the fans. So technically, the NBA is trying to give the fans what they want. But unfortunately, it's backfiring on them because the players don't play defense. The players
don't play all the time. And they don't play all the time.
They don't play all the time.
Yeah, that's another thing that hurts.
Now, what do y'all? Now, some people have proposed that they play less games. Do y'all think they should play less games then? Because do you think that 82 games is too much?
I do.
You do, Clayton?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Why?
I would cut it down.
Yeah. Run it down, Clayton. Run it down.
I would just cut it down now at this point because, you know, you got all these guys load managing, not playing back-to-back nights, things of this nature. And you already implemented this thing where you got to play at least this amount of games to even qualify for certain awards. So why not just shorten the season?
Right. Yeah.
You know, and then when you shorten the season, that should make it a little bit more competitive because you can't really take a game for granted. Trying to get into the playoffs and the postseason.
Games will matter a little bit more.
It'll matter a little bit more.
I can dig that. But see, the owners don't want to give up them home dates. You know what I'm saying? Then that's where to put right.
The TV contracts won't allow them to shorten it.
That's right.
Because they paid for that already.
That's right. That's it.
When they were in the bubble and they played that, 30 games in the bubble? I thought that was great. So that meant every quarter counted. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't win or lose. You had to play your best. So a 60-game season was perfect for the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 30 games in, you all start breaking and 30 games out. You know what I'm saying?
You would cut it down that much, man. You would cut it down.
I would cut down 16 games or whatever. Just because it makes every game count. And that's why, that's why a lot of people in baseball don't watch baseball until October. Because baseball is so long. That means it's 130 something games or something like that.
Was that 160?
No, 162.
So you're playing 162 games. So those first 30 games don't mean shit.
I wouldn't start the season until January.
Yeah, I mean you got
around Christmas. Yeah, all around Christmas time.
December is the hot turning point for the NBA.
Yeah, it is.
Start that season.
Started in December then.
Let me ask y'all this then. So, how do y'all feel about the statement that B.J. Armstrong made that he played 82 games? You know what I mean, for the bulk of his career, like he played 82 games more often than he didn't. And so back in the day, that's what they did. Those guys played all 82 games. Wasn't no load management. They didn't have it. He said they didn't have nutritionists. They didn't have those workout coaches like these guys have access to. So
and he forgot one more thing.
They
didn't have the bag.
The bag part.
Right.
But
they had to play those games to get the bag.
That part.
They had to.
Yeah, but and so all right. So if you have those guys playing all 82 games, that's why, in my opinion, that's why I think like the money might have just messed it up. Because like if you give somebody enough money in 1 year to last them, you know what I mean, they make last a lifetime, then like where is the motivation, you know what I mean, for them to come back year 2, year 3, year 4 and just put everything into it? Most people not gonna be able to do that.
That's their win. It ain't necessarily a championship. That's their win. The bag, the endorsements, and all that stuff. That's their win. You know what I mean? It is not a championship.
And be the prime example. He's getting $44 million this year, and they sat him. He's making more money in 1 year than the Chicago Bulls played their whole team in '92.
I believe that.
Okay, so they sitting him, and they was thinking about, well, we need to sit this dude at $44 million.
Yeah,
they were contemplating. They was going back and forth if they should sit him or not. But yet he's making $44 million this year, $48 million next year, $54 million, and $56 at the end of his contract.
Philadelphia, man, stand with that. Philadelphia front office is a dumpster fire, man.
Absolutely.
Clayton, man, I'm telling you, brother, their front office is a dumpster fire, man. They bring Paul George and give him all that money, man. They bring Paul George, and Paul George said he didn't want to leave the Clippers. He wanted to stay here. LA dude, he wanted to stay, but the Clippers wouldn't give him that 4th year where Philly would. So he left and went cross country. And man, I think the last, like man was saying, I think the last year in that Paul George deal might be like 52, 54 million. The last year of that deal, man. It's crazy, man.
Paul George. That's why they can't play Paul George.
Since y'all brought up Paul George, I just seen an article on it's a possibility that the Warriors might have some interest in getting Paul George. What y'all think about that?
The Warriors?
Yeah, they already got Butler. It depends on what they have to give up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they want to take on that contract. Damn, that's surprising.
Yeah, they may have.
I don't think they're gonna do it. That's not a smart move for them. Not to take that contract he just signed.
And that's after they got Jimmy. They still want to make that move after they got Jimmy.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. But Paul George won't. Paul George won't play, man. I mean, man, he won't play, man. I mean,
for them to make a move, they need to get a big man.
Who go to State? Philly. You talking about Philly?
Go to State. A big man. Paul George would be a waste of their time.
Well, I think now he would, because like from a defensive standpoint, if you could have got him probably like in this situation, and he was like about 3 or 4 years younger, and you got Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond. You know what I mean? Like that defense right there just
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But now that you know, like man said, the dude's not gonna play. You know, so
you never know though. You never know. Because you know, when you put them on a team like that, you got legit championship caliber thing. Paul George has never got a ring. Might make him highly motivated.
Well, I said the same thing about Jimmy Butler. I thought Jimmy Butler needed a change of atmosphere. You know, a new environment. I thought that worked. But Jimmy Butler, you know, he got more in the gas tank than
Paul George.
Let me tell you, to me, if anybody needs to go after Paul George because of the dumpster fire that's happening in Philly, maybe it seemed like New York. Okay, they can use a little bit, use him off the bench, use a little bit defense. If he can give you 10, 15 points a game, because the Knicks, I'm gonna tell you now, the Knicks are good on paper, but they struggling against the top teams right now.
They are. Yeah, they do struggle against the top of the East. They really do.
Yeah, they struggle.
I can't pinpoint it because I don't see enough games, so I don't know why. Mike or Clayton, maybe y'all can chime in on that because I don't really get to see them. But yeah, they do, man. You're right. They struggle with the top teams over there in the East.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if they wanted to do something, that'd have been a great thing for them to do before the trade block. So, but now, you know, he's going to be there to the end of the season now.
Right.
So everybody, if anybody picks up Paul George, they're picking him up for next year.
Right.
And you know, you got another older Paul George now. So it's like
a year older, another year wear and tear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That contract ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's the key, the contract.
Right. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this.
$1 for old heads. I mean, a guy that can maybe get you 10 points a game, 2 blocks, you know, who's going to pay that money?
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all this. So Paul George recently came out and he told the Philadelphia fans that he was going to stop doing his podcast for a while to focus more on, you know, more on the basketball season on the court, right? So what do y'all think about the statement he made about focusing on basketball and stop doing a podcast for the time being?
That's interesting, because making that statement implies that you ain't focused.
Right.
So I don't know if you should have made that statement, bro.
Exactly. That's the most damaging statement you can make.
Right.
I'm gonna stop something so I can really focus. So that means
on my career, on my real job. You know what I'm saying? The focus should already be there.
Right.
Yeah, that's not it.
So if I'm Philly fans, I'm like, what the fuck? So you trying to tell me you wasn't playing your best game?
Right. Well, y'all know that like back in the days, those like guys, people who had endorsements and they was doing commercials and stuff like that, that was mainly for off season. Like, you know what I mean? Like once the season was over with, then you did your commercials and your, you know, your autograph signings and all that other stuff. You know, you did that. But you can't moonlight, you know what I mean? Like Dollar Bill said, ain't no moonlighting around here. You know what
I want my 20%. You know what I want my 20%.
We would see all those commercials during the season, but those things were shot during the off season. You
right
about that.
That's what I'm about to say. You'll see them during the season, but they had already been shot and all that stuff.
And that comes from them automatically getting the bag. That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from, man. You're right. That's where it comes from.
I got my bag. I'm gonna go out here and do whatever I want to, whenever I want to do it. You can't take it away from me. So what?
And social media is paying these guys too. Forget the brand endorsements outside of it. You can get paid from TikTok and Instagram. You know, so just imagine, man.
So go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. No. I wanted to say, somebody said, I can't remember what athlete or former athlete said this, and I want to know what y'all think about it. They say, as far as conditioning, these athletes are better than they were years ago, yesteryear, 30, 40 years ago, because of what you call it, diet and nutrition, and you work out, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So they say, physically, this is a better athlete that we're watching than we did back, you know what I'm saying, 30, 40 years ago, right? But they seem like they're hurt more often. They're injured more often, right? So y'all, if y'all can make that make sense, how they might be the best conditioned athlete, but they're still the most injured athlete. You know what I'm saying?
There's an old saying in sports: are you hurt or are you injured? Okay. And this generation of basketball, football, and all these other players, being hurt and being injured is the same thing. When I grew up, either I was hurt or I was injured. It was a difference in between the two. Now there is no difference.
Right.
And being either one doesn't negate your money. So if I gotta, let's say I twisted my ankle, I know I can play next week or next game, but why should I? When you allowing me to sit out, you know what I'm saying?
There's no incentive for me to come back in one game when I can sit out 5. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right. The NBA took the incentive away. Well, back then when Jordan was playing, you sit out 5 games, that's hitting your pockets.
And you might lose your spot if you're not the starter team. You know, you got somebody in line.
I was thinking that too, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like you is the person behind you is pushing, not of course, not the greats, but I'm just saying, you know, it's guys behind you that's going to push for that spot. And if you go out, and it was a pride thing too. It was a pride thing too back then, man. Tape it up, man. I'm going out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tape it up. I'm going out there. You know, give me a shot in football. Give me a shot, and I'm going out there.
Right. And let me say this: if you ever watch the summer leagues, them boys get hurt and come back the next game in 2 hours type shit. Why? Because they want to get that bag, so they will play injured. Like, oh, take me up. That saying, wrap me up and let me go back out there. The NBA stars don't have that mentality no more. The whole thing is, you know, I'm $100 million player and I'm not jeopardizing that for shit. I don't care.
But I don't think like today's athletes are any better than yesterday's athletes. I think that like, all right, it's the difference between, say, like when you playing football and you're not used to getting hit, you know what I mean? And so early in the season, that's when you see a lot more injuries than you do like towards like the middle of the season, because if you just laying around, like your body is conditioned for hitting, you know what I mean? And you're not conditioning your body for that. Then once you get hit, because they say like Allen Iverson, who else took a lot of hits? Dwayne Wade, those guys was conditioned for that. You know what I mean? And most of the time they played the full 82 games. They got hit, they got knocked down. You know, Dwayne Wade stayed on the floor.
Yeah, but
these guys don't get hit like that.
Yeah, but it's one of the concepts is that nowadays, all right, let's go back in the day where if somebody told you had cancer, it was a death sentence basically in a person's mind. Nowadays, somebody can tell you have cancer and you have an 80-85% chance of beating it because of the way technology is starting to heal players. I mean, people. It's the same way. They got drugs. They got, you know, freezing. I've never sat in an ice bath until mid-2000s. Never knew that existed, but that's part of the transition from old school medicine to new school medicine.
There you go.
Also, I think technology is making them have greater endurance, but I also think technology is creating some of these injuries as well. If you guys can follow me on that.
Okay.
It's almost like a guy that's wound so tight. There's not much room for, it's a small line. And now you popping the Achilles, or you tearing this or you tearing that because you wound so tight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that I just don't think like the motivation is there for it. Like sometimes, you know, I just made a video about Michael Jordan said that he couldn't coach basketball because of his mental approach to the game is not what other players' mental approach, and that would he said that would frustrate him. You know, he said his he couldn't take coaching them because they don't, you know, people just don't see the game the way he see it. And so that's what this generation is. They just see the game differently. You know, and I don't think it's all their fault. Like I said, it's because of the environment that was created, you know, and that's the environment that they play in.
And Mike wouldn't have been able to coach even if he tried to coach right after he retired because of that mentality he got. His mentality would have made him a bad coach in any area. You know?
Yeah, I know. I think him and Kobe would have made the worst coaches out there.
The worst coaches, yes.
Yeah. Only really superstar that had any type of semblance of success. Probably Larry Bird had a little bit in Indiana.
Larry Bird.
You know, but
Steve Clark. Your boy at Golden State right now.
He wasn't a superstar though, man. He wasn't a superstar though.
He wasn't a superstar.
Well, there's not too many superstars that go back and go into coaching though.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I think this guy Paul George though, he is he's getting his job. He preparing his next career while he's playing in the NBA right now. You know what I mean? And I don't think that. Do y'all think that's fair to his teammates and to the fans? You know, either you all in or you all out.
True. And see, they probably was killing them up in Philly. See, Philly, you know, their fans and you know, their media up there, they not really going to give you a pass or give you the same kind of pass that he probably was getting out when he was with the Clippers. You know, they probably more hard on him. Man, you signed this contract. You ain't showing up like you're supposed to. You sitting out games, taking time off, man, whatever. And I think, I don't know how big of a part, but I think that played a part in him, you know, making that statement and saying he's going to focus back on, you know what I'm saying, focus back on playing. But
yeah. So Jim said. Now Jim did say Jason Kidd. What do y'all think about Jason Kidd? Is a good coach, but was Jason Kidd a superstar?
Definitely.
Jason Kidd a very good coach.
Yeah, J. Kidd was a superstar. You don't think so?
Not to like Mike and Kobe's level though.
No, who is?
That's what I. Yeah,
the whole history of the league. You won't find that.
Right.
Yeah. So, now what about this statement right here? Young Disciple said everybody's been lying, saying Bron can't play off the ball. Need to sit back and watch him. He's the best of all. Now the Lakers, since they got Luka, they've been doing pretty good in my opinion. I'm surprised.
They 8-2 since the trade. They 8-2 since the trade.
Yeah,
I think LeBron no ball, man, and he probably know it is best served if Luka is the one that's handling the ball most of the time. And all LeBron's still pretty athletic, man. LeBron just got a man just find a spot where he 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and he's shooting. The dude can still run the floor, man, and get up off the floor. So you know what I mean.
So right, and what we're doing is we're comparing the 40-year-old LeBron to the 20-year-old LeBron.
Right.
Yeah.
LeBron ain't 20; he's 40 years old. So him running up and down that court gonna be a whole lot slower. Yep. You know, he's gonna prefer half court play than fast break play.
And it might be some kind of relief.
Right.
I don't know. He might not say it, but it might be some type of relief that he has somebody that can do that where he could, you know what I'm saying, especially at this point in his career.
In all actuality, he's running the floor better than ever right now.
Seems like
That's why he went after Anthony Davis as heavy as he did, because he knew going into the older, you know, up in age, he's gonna need somebody to take over general. Why he's just that dude that like, okay, I'm gonna give you 30. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be this 30. Okay.
Right. It's gonna be a different 30. Right.
Well, let me ask y'all this then. All right, so does that mean that he didn't have the trust in Anthony Davis where he could, like right now, he playing with Luka, he can pick and choose his moments where he can step in there. That way he don't have to go hard. So is that a reflection?
The difference between the two players, Luka is a guard. He's handling the ball, which is giving LeBron a break, and he can pick and choose his spots. AD is a big, so LeBron's got to have the ball in his hands. So I don't think it's about trusting.
Yeah, you got to feed him.
I don't think it's about trusting one more than the other. It's just what Luka brings allow LeBron to play a different aspect.
Yeah, different skill set.
LeBron takes, let's say if LeBron stops at half court, everybody looking at him stop at half court, but he might be just tired because he stopped at half court. With Anthony Davis, LeBron had to do 80 to 85% of the setting everything up because of who AD was. LeBron
got to stay engaged the whole time. See, with Luka, he can take a break. You know what I'm saying? But with AD, but then going back to your point, Clayton, I'm gonna piggyback on it. And Mike, what you were saying, him trusting Luka more. Anthony Davis wasn't available all the time. So I would trust a Luka a little bit more than Anthony Davis, because AD, man, even if he start the game, he might pull something, he gone out. He missed 5 games like we was talking, things like that. So he really couldn't depend on him to show up day in, day out.
This is my surprise. And the guy that made that comment about us people saying LeBron couldn't play off ball, I was real skeptical. I thought they both was ball dominant and was going to be hard to mesh.
Me too.
He makes a valid point, but this is what I'm really shocked at. How well they playing defense. I didn't see this coming. They keeping teams under their scoring average in this 10-game streak right now. And we not giving JJ Redick enough credit for that at all. I don't know what he did.
See, because I don't see him, right? So what did you think? Was it the scheme or the intensity or both?
You gotta give JJ Redick a lot of credit. You gotta give him some credit, man. I don't know if it's the matchups. I don't know what he's doing, but the Lakers are holding teams under their scoring average.
And you know what we're neglecting to talk about right now is those other 10 players that's on the Lakers team that's helping really well with LeBron and Luka. Everybody's talking about LeBron and Luka all the time. But what about those other players that's
Austin Reed? They talking about Austin Reed too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other players that's on the Lakers that's really making them transition really well with this trade.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So Mike, before you go any further, you gotta give JJ an apology.
Man, you know what? People saying they saying JJ Redick for Coach of the Year and everything. I'm a reserve judgment for a little bit longer, but I don't know. But I do like on the offensive end. I'm not so much more impressed by their defense, but on the offensive end, I do think that like they are, they messing a lot better than what I thought they was going to mess. Two ball dominant guards. But Jim said he was wrong too. He thought that it was going to take a while for the Lakers to flow. He said they proved him wrong also.
Them two guys, man, like them or not, LeBron and Luka, and I ain't the biggest Luka fan, but LeBron and Luka, man, they can play. You know what I'm saying? They can play ball. They've been around the game long enough to know what kind of adjustments that they can work on to help the team as a whole. You got to give them credit for that. And JJ Redick, I'm not a fan of his, but he saw some things as well that you can make some adjustments on, so we be better. So you got to tip your hat for him for that.
And they buying in to what JJ's selling. They buying in. And Mike, the reason I say I'm so impressed with their defense, because they played none at all. And to be holding teams under their scoring average, that's serious, man.
They weren't playing none.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing to me.
Yeah. So Young Disciple said you didn't reserve judgment before bashing him. So I'm assuming he's talking about me.
Yeah.
bashing,
no. If Young Disciple, hold up, Mike, I'm gonna come to your aid here. If Young Disciple was around when the season started, they was talking about how great JJ Redick was because he cussed at LeBron, and everybody was, oh man, JJ the man because he cussed LeBron.
We did say that. Because you took offense to that, Tony. You took offense to that.
That's why y'all gonna put him in the Hall of Fame because he cussed LeBron out. I remember. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah. But I mean, if to Young Disciple, I mean, if LeBron, if LeBron changes it the way people feel about it, then that's good. You know what I mean? Like if he play and they turn things around, like Tunk said, he know basketball. And so, sometimes though, when you watch LeBron, it just seems like he's not willing to, because he is that dude, he's not willing to make adjustments. But now, you seen that he can play off ball. I've never seen LeBron play off ball with no other team that he's been with.
Me either.
You know what I mean?
I've never seen it. I've never seen it for no sustained amount of time. Yeah.
Did he play off ball a little bit with Kyrie in Cleveland?
Maybe when Kyrie get the rolling, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie doing his thing, but still like running the offense, it was still LeBron that was set. And Kyrie loved that. Kyrie, you don't want to be off ball, so as soon as he can catch it, he can go.
He can do his thing. And Kyrie had a hell of a game against the Lakers the other night too. They talk, and I'm gonna say, man, I keep saying this: if AD get healthy, they didn't have Gafford or AD. And that game went down to the wire against LA. Kyrie put him on his shoulders, man.
Now, let's rewind back some. This the point. This the point I think that guy was making. Why aren't we talking about? See, because I didn't even know what kind of game Kyrie had, right, Clayton? I didn't know. Steph just had 50-some points against Orlando.
Yes.
But we're hearing the other stuff and not too much of that.
Right.
That's the part out, you know what I mean? The guy was speaking to. We're not hearing about the Steph killing or Kyrie having that type of game and things like that. We're talking about Ant not wanting to be the face. We talking about what LeBron said and stuff like that, as opposed to the actual players
the actual
out
there.
That's the point. That's the point I was making.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's the point I was making. Yep.
Golden State, I think they 7-1 since
Jimmy,
since Jimmy, right?
Okay.
So
So he fitting right in up there. Then he come right in and he fitting right in.
When Steph dropped that 56, I think Butler only scored 7 points that night.
Okay,
that was it.
Yeah,
so he had an off night. Yeah,
but see, you still have Butler though. His defensive presence is still.
You know he's gonna strap up on D.
Now I'm not a big fan of Stephen A, but Stephen A made a great point. Well, the way Jimmy Butler plays, he gets to the free throw line so much. It's allowing Steph to rest, not have to necessarily get pulled out the game, and then down the stretch, he still got his legs because Jimmy goes to the line so much. It's giving them a breather. You can have an in-game resting.
That's what I'm about to say. Why he's still on the floor? Yeah,
right, still on the floor. Yeah.
You know, it was a smart move by Golden State to pick up Jimmy.
Yeah.
You know, and we all know that Jimmy excels in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's where he goes to the third gear in the playoffs. So that was a smart move. I mean, they understand eventually, you know, they're gonna have to revamp that whole team. And you know, let's get what we can get out of our stars now and put things around them and make them win.
Yeah.
So look. Young Disciple said that they haven't played anybody, and I'm assuming he's talking about Golden State, right? But my pushback to that would be, number one, you talking about a team that has like that pedigree. You know, you got 4 championship rings. You know, the coaching staff, Draymond, Steph, they got 4 rings. Then you got Jimmy Butler, like man said, who raises his game in the playoffs. So it really don't matter to me like who you put in front of them, as you know what I mean. They gonna execute because they proved that they can do it before.
Jimmy Butler, man, his whole game. I know he shoot the 3, but he like a mid-range guy.
He's a
mid-range guy. Yeah, he like that. Yeah, he do his damage like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now. If you look at the way the West is lined up right now, okay. With the younger teams that's on top right now in the West, and somebody made this point to me when I was watching like one of the shows, that LeBron and the Lakers and Steph and Golden State can beat any of those teams at the top because of the lack of playoff experience that these teams have.
Yeah.
And prime example is what happened to Minnesota with Dallas last year.
Yeah.
Minnesota was at that top of that key, but Dallas was just that team to beat them. Yeah. Because of what they have on as far as leadership in the playoffs. So, and let me tell you, if Golden State or the Lakers get hot in the playoffs, I think you can see a Western Conference final with both those 2 teams in it.
That'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be.
What about Phoenix? Do y'all think Phoenix can make a turnaround and do anything? You don't think so, Mike?
I don't believe so.
I think Phoenix did in the water.
Yeah. They're talking about Kevin Durant going down to Dallas.
Yeah.
Woo, boy.
Yeah, they're talking Kevin Durant going down to Dallas.
But it's got to be next year, right?
Yeah, next year.
Can no more players get moved, right? But you know what else, too? Denver waking up, but LA beat Denver, man. They don't even have a big. They ain't got a center.
Nobody, Clayton.
Huh?
Denver not stopping nobody. They not playing no D.
No, they beat Denver, man.
They not playing no D.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because you're right. Like Jamal Murray, he's starting to round in the shape a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they ain't stopping nobody.
And they got Joker leading candidate for MVP, either him or the dude in Oklahoma City. Gildred.
Yeah, it's when it comes to that race in the West.
Yeah.
No, I think Spurs is gonna win over when he in the playoffs.
I like what I'm seeing out of the old school dudes too. Maybe I'm just being biased, right? But I like what I see out of Steph and you know, and them dudes over there. You know. Yeah. But let me ask y'all this though about KD, right? The fact that now KD kind of put the clamps on that trade, you know what I mean? Like them trading him throughout the season. But the fact that they even talking about trading KD. Like, what did that say about KD as a player?
It says something about Phoenix and the direction they want to go to. Maybe they want to scrap this thing to rebuild.
Right. They don't speak to Kevin. Yeah, I think it speaks more about it was just a failed experiment on Phoenix's part.
I beg to differ. And y'all already know how I feel about KD.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Listen, if you try to experiment with KD, you're gonna fail. Okay?
Yeah.
KD, no matter what you put around him, the heart's not there to become a champion. You can't build a dynasty. You can't build a championship team around your leader that doesn't have the heart of a champion. It just doesn't work. Kevin Durant, everywhere he's gone, first thing you see that roster, be like, they are going to the finals. Every single team he's gone with, you see the roster, they're going to the finals.
Let's reevaluate.
Except for Golden State hasn't.
Let's reevaluate as Golden State is. All right. And I'm going to take us back to when they played Toronto and Kawhi Leonard. Right? Mm-hmm. They said if KD would have played, Toronto wouldn't have got that chip.
That's
you
true.
Still had
I agree.
Listen, they said that, but we don't know that. So we can only go by facts.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
Let me say, they also said that Kevin Durant and this Phoenix team should have been on top of the West last year.
I don't believe that, though.
All right, so but look, Clayton, that's true. Yeah. But let's not. I agree with you, but let's not argue about like what could have, what should have, what would have.
No,
right?
I'm just saying because he's knocking KD's down like he ain't that dude. You know?
I don't think he that. I don't think he that dude either. Though.
He that dude.
He is, Mike.
Look,
hey man, he is. Mike, man, he is.
He that dude.
That's the thing. All right, look at this. If you follow the Kevin Durant's career and you follow Steph Curry's career, Golden State is not talking about in Steph's later years. He's not even in discussion for being traded. So my thing is the reason why Kevin Durant is on the auction block and they talking about trading him because had Kevin Durant stayed in one spot, demonstrated that he can lead a team, he wouldn't be in this position now because he almost played the role of a mercenary. So mercenaries are expendable. Listen, you know, had he stayed in one spot and built something, he would have more leverage with a team.
I got some pushback for that, Mike.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Clint. Go ahead.
Oh, Golden State would have never let him go. He left.
Well, yes.
He left.
Yeah. That was
left.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And why did he leave? You know what I mean? He left Draymond, push him out.
He left.
Type, you know
regardless of how he left, he would still be on Golden State to this day.
No, this is the thing.
I agree with that.
This is the thing. If he had any kind of heart and he the kind of ball player that he think he is, he could have put Golden State in a position where as though they could have made a choice. And Draymond even said that they could have made a choice between Draymond and Kevin Durant. And if it would have come down to Draymond and Kevin Durant, who y'all want on y'all team? Who y'all think they would have chose?
That wouldn't have been the choice. It would have been Klay Thompson out.
No. I'm talking about when he had that disagreement with Draymond, with Kevin Durant.
That's something different. I don't know.
But see, it was more so because that general manager who left not too long ago is because they drafted Draymond. You know what I'm saying? They won with Draymond since he was a rookie. So it was more of a personal relationship.
Loyalty.
With Draymond than it was with KD.
Yep.
KD was more so a business relationship.
Yep.
So they look at Draymond like family.
Yep.
So if they'd have came down to it, I still think they'd have picked Draymond. Not because he was a better player, but because he was family.
No,
family.
Wait a minute. Hold up, man. We know through watching the way that these NBA owners and these general managers operate, like we might see it as family, but it's always across the board, it's business with them. If they think that they're gonna get another ring with Kevin Durant, they would have made that move because they was already talking about suspending what's the dude Draymond when he cussed at him. It was gonna be some consequences and repercussions with that.
If they never would have won another championship after KD left, if they wouldn't have won that one against Boston, if they never would have won another one after he left, I still think Golden State would have been fine with KD leaving instead of Draymond at that time. Right. They only did the thing with Klay recently, and that was more so on Klay because Klay felt as though they was lowballing. if Clay wasn't like you say on the business part of it, like, man, I'm gonna stay this family. I think y'all being fair. Clay would still be there. But Clay thought that they lowballed him on the deal. That's why Clay left. You understand?
Yeah,
because they couldn't get him back in there.
Clay had his expectations of like the amount of loyalty that he thought that they should show him. Yeah, he didn't think he was getting enough loyalties from them. So you're right. That was more so on Clay and his hurt feelings. And he wanted to prove that he could, he still had some gas in the tank. And he could,
exactly.
They didn't think he had that kind of gas in his tank where he could,
Now, is that true? Now, did it turn out to be true on what side? Either on the team side or on Clay side?
I think on Golden State evaluated him correctly because like him at Dallas, he's not moving the needle for Dallas. You know what I mean? And at Dallas, his only responsibility is to shoot. You had Luka and you had Kyrie, so you the third option at best.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
hold on. So do you believe that the same can go for Kevin Durant? Like these teams are seeing something in Kevin Durant that we don't see because all we see is a superstar Kevin Durant. But obviously there's something going on with Kevin Durant that's making these teams trade him. And when he goes there, they're worse. Phoenix just went to the NBA Finals. Just went there. They pick up Kevin Durant, and it becomes the laughing stock of the league the last 2 years.
Look what they lost, though, man. Look what they lost.
That's my point. That's
what they lost.
Look at everything they had to give up for Kevin Durant, and look where it sent them. Same as Jersey. Look at everything that Brooklyn gave up to get to Kevin Durant, and then look what happened to him.
Devin Booker game took a step back when he lost his point guard. Phoenix is struggling. Now that the experiment is over, they don't feel like they can win a championship with that. You'll get a haul for KD. But listen, you guys need to go check out Draymond Green's statements about KD joining. They never would have won those 2 championships if he didn't come to that team. This is Draymond Green's word.
Oh, that's facts.
Yes.
I mean, he wouldn't beat LeBron and them without KD. That's facts, man. Yeah, they wouldn't beat him.
And teams ain't trading KD. Only one team traded in Brooklyn because he requested it. After the Kyrie thing, all that blew up. He wanted out. But they not trading him. Golden State didn't trade him.
Look how close they was to the finals when he was with Brooklyn.
When he was healthy, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, his foot on the line. Remember his foot on the line? Yeah. His foot ain't on the line. They beat Milwaukee.
They beat Milwaukee.
Wait a minute, I want y'all to one at a time because I can't really.
They never went to the NBA Finals in Brooklyn. They never went.
We're not saying that. You ain't hear what I say. I say his foot was on the line. If his foot wasn't on the line, they beat Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah. And that's without Kyrie.
We keep talking. How come? Let me ask you a question. When we talking about Kevin Durant, why is it always ifs, ands, and buts? But when we talking like about LeBron, it's all about what he's doing.
Now look, man, I'm the biggest LeBron fan on this panel. I'm the biggest LeBron fan on this panel. I'm telling you, Mike Clinton give him the blues. Mike Clinton give him the blues, man. I'm the biggest LeBron fan. And
I don't give LeBron the blues. I just don't give him that talking that Mike shit.
Yeah, I never said LeBron was no GOAT. I ain't never saying that. I ain't never saying that.
Hold up, man. Hey, man, when I'm talking about I put LeBron and Kevin Durant in the same category because I don't like the fact that they are franchise ball players who shipped around from team to team. That's what you know what I mean. So that was my whole point. Like with Kevin Durant,
but how can you put him in the same category with LeBron? He's elevated the teams he's gone with. Every team he's moved to, he's taken to a championship.
Time out. We are not going to brush over KD taking that Oklahoma City Thunder team to the finals against LeBron and them. We're not going to brush over that.
He was a pup. Come on, man. He was the pup when that happened. He was
Listen, if we counting that, then LeBron is definitely the GOAT. LeBron has been in the NBA Finals more than anybody in history.
I'm just saying that we're not going to brush over that in terms of that Oklahoma City team. He carried them to the finals, and they had to play LeBron's super team, the Heat. Come on, man.
Yo, he had Westbrook, Harden, and himself.
Yeah, he had Harden. And wasn't Perkins on that team too? Kendrick Perkins.
They didn't have any super
Perkins was.
But they wasn't what they were. They wasn't what they are now. Harden was coming off the bench.
Yeah, they wasn't what they turned out to be. They wasn't what they turned out to be.
Right.
Listen, that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to Kevin Durant, we're always talking about maybe ifs and was. we want to include he went to the finals but didn't win because nobody was nobody there.
No, I'm just saying that let's not discredit that. Like, I ain't saying if or what. One thing about KD, he's a 2-time NBA champion.
All right.
Fact.
Well, let me ask
but you know another fact is he went to the team that was already champions.
Yeah. But they couldn't, but they wouldn't have won that championship if he didn't, because LeBron and them was coming. They was there.
Again, we're talking maybe ifs, ands, and buts.
They needed him. They
needed him. Yeah, fellas, I gotta check out, man. This has been a pleasure. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Okay.
All right,
see you tomorrow, bro.
All right, y'all. Later.
Let me ask y'all this. Kevin Durant, if he had stayed in OKC and only won one ring, would that have been better than him going to Golden State and winning 2 for his legacy?
Yeah. I just think the how he did that going to Golden State, you know what I'm saying? I think it would have been better if he'd have stayed at OKC and got it. Because they was right there, man. They was right there. They had Golden State 3-1, man. They was right there. So if I'm him, I'm like, man, we got these guys. We got their number, man. We come back next year, we're gonna beat them. That would have been my attitude. You know what I'm saying?
But we always talk about LeBron going down to Miami to build a super team, but we never talk about KD going to the championship team and getting his rings on that.
It's a double standard, man. I'm saying I'm the biggest LeBron fan on the panel, man. And he don't get the same, KD don't get the same scrutiny as LeBron gets. You understand what I'm saying? And some people might say, well, LeBron bringing on himself. He chose to wear the number 23. He chose to sign with Nike. He called himself the GOAT and things like that. So that, you know, a lot of people say, well, he signed up for that. Like where we say Anthony Edwards didn't. He's like LeBron, he signed up for it. So this what comes with it, that extra scrutiny. He's under that microscope. You know what I mean? There's like KD, he don't want no part of it, so he's not going to be as scrutinized as closely. But,
because then we got to call out every little parts of his game instead of his complete career.
Right.
And that's the part that I push back with Kevin Durant being one of the greats. Okay. Right. We consider Kevin Durant one of the greats, but really is he? Because
now I'm asking you and Mike this. You know he just hit 30,000 not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Somebody came on, somebody said KD is top 10 all time. Somebody said he's top 10 all time. Do you all agree with that?
No, I don't.
No.
Me either. What you do, man? You agree, man?
No. I don't agree with him being top 10.
No, I don't agree.
And see, it keeps going back.
He will make the NBA 50 for 50. He'll make the 50.
Yeah.
He'll make the 50. But top 10, no.
Young Disciple say he top 15, right? I don't even know if I give him top 15.
I say maybe top 20. I say maybe top 20.
Jim said not even close, right?
Right. He ain't close to top 10. No, he ain't close to no top 10.
Listen, like only player from this era that I really I like the way that the road that they took with their career is Steph Curry. You know, like everything he did as a franchise ball player was done at one. He made one stop. He did it with one stop. And I think,
but you know, Steph Curry is not the only one that decides that either, though, Mike. You know, the franchises gotta say, in it. So if they want to trade somebody, they'll trade them.
That's true, right? Yeah. But you don't see, with the exception of Luka, you know what I mean? Like most teams, like, all right, so what the Mavs just got rid of Luka. But for the most part, like throughout history, the Mavs, they would not have even gotten rid of Luka. I don't know why they got rid of Luka, but most teams, you know,
it ain't had nothing to do with basketball, Mike.
You don't think so?
No, Mike. You know the owners down there, they want a casino. That's where the ownership that Mark Cuban sold out to the new owners. That's where they made their money in casinos, Sands, SADS, Sands Casino. That's where their background is. They want casino, they want slots and stuff down there in the arena in Dallas. They voted
Dallas
won't let them do it. And they said the owners down there say we'll move to Vegas.
Yeah.
So you got to wait another 2 years for the legislation to come back. So they can vote again. So they say, man, there's no way you can move this team. They just came off a championship and they love Luka. So they say, all right, well, we'll trade Luka. The fans will turn against us, and that'll be all the ammunition we need to move.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with basketball, Mike. It's all about that casino stuff. They want casinos down there. They not
and also they gotta hurry up and make the move because LeBron is in ownership. I mean, in talks with ownerships to bring a basketball team to Vegas.
Okay.
So they have to hurry up and get their team to Vegas before expansion team gets there.
Oh, all right. Hey, I want to all right. So Young Disciple, I think he's talking about me. He said, "Get out your feelings, talk basketball." And I want to know like what he referring to when he say get out your feelings. Like what do we think I was in my feelings about?
I don't know, Mike.
You might be talking about one of us.
Yeah, you kind of emotional there, Mike. I see you crying a little bit. You talk about LeBron, man. You cry just a little bit, because you want to get it out. So that's what he might be talking about.
Hey, man, Mike don't dig him. Man, Mike don't dig him. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only LeBron defender around here.
You know what though? Like I like LeBron James. Like you got a dude that's 6'9", 260 pounds. This dude moved like a god. Man, handle the ball. I just think that if LeBron James had if he had to develop a low post game, a mid range game, I would be legitimately think that he probably could have been the best, like the GOAT. But I never seen him develop his game. He didn't stay at one place where, you know what I mean? Like if somebody shut him down, for instance, what was the team? The Spurs shut him down and he couldn't score on him at certain points because he didn't have a low post game. So if you'd have seen Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, what would they do? What would they did in the offseason? They would have went and they would have developed low. So you want to see that? You want to see your franchise ball players get better every year, and I just think.
Yeah, but come on, I mean, now I understand what you're saying, Mike. But Magic and Bird both had all-stars all around them.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, when LeBron lost to them Spurs, he was the all-star. They knew Tim Duncan could play him, and all they had to do was hope everybody else missed shots. Okay? So it ain't like LeBron had, outlets to go to like Magic had, like Bird had. So, that first couple things that LeBron, them hiccups, it's understandable because he wasn't there. The team didn't put around him to make him, make him that dude.
And right or wrong, he didn't think Dan Gilbert would put the right pieces around him in Cleveland.
I think, yeah. But I think though, but to what man said though, I think that's even more incentive for you to work on your game. Like we saw, like I said, those other guys, Magic, Mike, Kobe, all them, they develop different aspects of their game over the career. And that's why I said it probably wouldn't even be no contest between Michael Jordan and LeBron James had LeBron James develop other skills. And he's basically the same player, besides his experience, but like his talent level, he's about the same.
But my question is to you to put it back in your court. What more did he have to do to become better than what he already is?
It depends on what the team needs.
LeBron James has played in more playoffs than any person in NBA history. Okay, LeBron is always playing in the month of June. Okay, where the first 5 years of my career he wasn't.
Yeah.
LeBron has been champion. I mean, playoff caliber since he entered in the league. So when people want to jump back on, LeBron doing this and LeBron doing that, we tend to forget about Jordan's first 5 years.
Yeah,
we tend to forget about that a little bit.
Well, I don't. As a matter of fact, those are the years I like him because I saw, I seen him going through that learning process. So I thought when he left after year 7, I ain't really think too much about it. But then when he left Miami, I was like, that's not, good players need good, need good general managers.
Hey, Mike, do you think how he did it with like the press conference and all that? Do you think that like he could have did that different. You think that, I'm taking my talents to the South Beach. Do you think that maybe was like, man, he could have handled that a little different?
I mean, for me, I ain't have an issue with that, but and I didn't even see what the problem was with that. But some people said that he kind of like, he kind of like dragged the Cleveland people out, and at the end it didn't go in their favor, so they felt betrayed because of that, and he didn't let some people know that he was leaving. But
I didn't have a problem with him leaving, going to Miami. As a matter of fact, man, I like when players are empowered, man, and got some say over where they're going to end up and where they, career is going to go. Yeah. And it just seemed like the players always get dogged for that. But when ownership do it because it's the best for our team, it's okay. It's okay. But when a player like, no, you're not trading me to Utah. You're not trading me to, some outposts. I want to go here. I want to go to New York. I want to go to the Lakers. I want to go to Miami. It's always frowned upon. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was a great move for LeBron, and we tend to make it sound like that. Mike tends to make it sound like that was bad for his career, but it was necessary because that's the way the league was going. And like I said before, Mike, LeBron didn't start that type of situation. Let's remember that Shaq moved from Orlando to play with Kobe and the Lakers to build that dynasty.
Yeah,
he did that move.
But I'm gonna tell you this though.
Then when the Celtics did the same move, so they could beat Detroit, what they did, they went and got their big three. That was the trend that was going on, and that's what's going on now. That's the whole thing. People want to play with people that helps them to win.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to dead spots.
Yeah. I think if LeBron James had stayed in Miami and knowing the kind of general manager that Pat Riley is and the kind of culture they had down there, I think that I think he should have stayed there.
I was surprised he left Miami to go back to not necessarily go back to Cleveland. I was just surprised that he left Miami. I thought he would stay. I thought he would stay. It's a different. That team down there is running a little different. That team down there is running a little different. You know what I'm saying?
You got a general manager in Pat Riley who really don't cater to superstar players. It's more so about the culture and the and the organization.
And especially when he's had superstar. I mean, top 10 superstars. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't cater. Kareem and Magic. You can stop right there. You know what I'm saying? Kareem and Magic, he coached them hard, man. Pat Riley coached them hard. You know what I'm saying? So
and let's not forget when he went to New York.
Yeah.
Remember, he turned New York around. They were in the fight with Pat.
Yeah. So Pat Riley, man, you know what I mean? And he one of them guys like you say, Mike, the culture, this is how it is. We're not deviating from it. You're going to do it. It is not even like, you know what I'm saying? Can you do it? No, you're going to do it. If you're going to be part of this franchise, you're going to do it. You know?
Yeah. Let me, because Wichita Young Disciple made some good comments, right? He says Steph's resume don't stack up with LeBron's resume. What y'all think about that?
His entire resume? I agree.
Yeah. You don't think his resume stacked up?
No. And Steph great. Steph is great, but I don't think, if you're talking about, if you look at his resume and look at LeBron's, I don't think it's close.
Like, all right, so like when I look at his resume, the thing that stick out to me is both of those guys have 4 championships, 4 rings.
And Steph beat him 3 times.
Right.
He beat him 3 times. So you can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore that Steph, out of his 4 championships, 3 of them are against LeBron. You can't ignore that. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 3 of them. Yep, 3 of them are.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Toronto. Yeah, so 3 of them. Yeah, so
but you're talking about a resume, which also must include the 10 finals, NBA finals that LeBron's gone to.
You got to include the points. You got to include the assists. You got to include all that. You got to include all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Steph's resume is better than LeBron's resume.
Really, Mike? Why, Mike? Why, Mike?
All right. He got like we just said, he beat LeBron 3 times to get a ring, right? And both of them got 4 rings. Then on top of that, his legacy to me is stronger. Like I said, I keep going back to the fact that he did it all with one team. Also Kevin Durant. Steph Curry allowed Kevin Durant come to his team, he took a step back and allowed Kevin Durant to be the the man on that team. You know, I just the way his career went, I thought it was done the right way. Basically,
do you take? Well, obviously you don't, but do you look at it, or you can look at it through the lens? With 2 of them wins against LeBron, he had to get the second best player in the league to beat him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or or when you won 73 games in a regular season, which is the record, you couldn't beat LeBron. So you had to go out and get the second best player in the league to beat LeBron. You know, it's a whole lot of narratives you could, twist it and turn it. You know what I'm saying? But overall, as far as winning and how many finals appearances Steph got? I think he got how many finals appearances? He got 5.
I think he got 5.
He got 5.
I think he got 5. Yeah. See, LeBron James lost 6.
Yeah, he got 10 finals appearances.
He got 10 final appearances.
He got 10 finals. That fam, if you just stop there, I don't care if you 0-10. If you just stop with 10 finals appearances, you're like, man, how does this dude get you the finals 10 times?
10 times.
How do you get you the finals 10 times? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. And I had to tell somebody, man, you don't have the most finals losses.
That's something Michael Jordan didn't do.
Yeah, but
you finals 10 times besides Russell.
Look, I'm just saying, LeBron James, he went to the finals and lost 60% of the time. Mike went to the finals and won 100% of the time. Steph Curry went to the finals and won 66% of the. Like,
all right, let me ask you, Mike. This is a good question, Mike.
You're looking at it in the wrong concept. Okay, to win those, you got to get there. You got to get there. So getting there 10 times is an accomplishment on its own.
Well, what about Robert Horry got 7 rings? So how do y'all rank Robert Horry?
If the way you ranking him, he should be over Jordan.
No.
The way you 100%.
I mean,
you talking rings.
Yeah, but I mean, the way he did it though, Robert Horry jumped from team to team. He didn't win all. He won with Golden State. Then he went to Lakers. He won.
No, Robert Horry played with Golden State, Mike. Robert Horry played with
San Antonio. You see him with San Antonio.
Right, San Antonio, the Lakers, and Houston.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is, though, going back to the Steph argument or the LeBron argument that I always make, he went 10 times. Now, out of them 10 times he went, how many times he was favored to win the finals?
Yeah.
Like out of them 10 times he went, like how many times he was on a better team that was favored to win?
I think I will give him this. Most of the time he went to the finals, he dragged them there. You know what I mean? I don't think he was favored to win. I think he did put him on his, on his back. But I don't know. Like history don't reward that though. They're not going to reward that.
Right.
It's all about the wins and the losses. But I
was just saying most times he wasn't on a better team when he went.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. Yeah. I don't think so either. But look, I want to. Young Disciple says Pat Riley didn't evolve with the times. So that's basically he hasn't won since.
He hasn't won since LeBron left. No, he been there twice. He ain't won since. And then the teams that and I'm gonna tell you this, right? Evolving with the times, I wouldn't use it that way. But you got to be a certain type player to play under Pat Riley regime, though. And I think the modern players, they don't really, you know what I'm saying? That's not their cup of tea.
Let's not forget they went to the finals 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. They've been there twice. You know what I'm saying? They've been there twice. You know what I mean? He ain't been turning out chopped liver down there.
And hold up, and that team that went to the finals beat up on Milwaukee, and they beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
The playoff run that year.
Yeah.
Pat Riley, everywhere he go, Pat Riley establishes a culture. So that's what winning coaches do. You know what I mean? They establish a culture so they can, and then whether or not they get the talent or not, they at least know that their players are going to play hard.
Man just said it. Look at the guys he was coaching with the Knicks. He was coaching a bunch of dudes that was on parole, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They was on weekend passes, man. When he coached Anthony Mason, Derek Harper, Charles Oakley. Man, he was coaching, and he was coaching dudes, man, that you think, man, ain't no way he can get all them guys on the same page. You know what I'm saying? For a day, let alone a season or two or whatever, you know?
And hold up. And that's why Patrick Ewing and John Starks and all of them is considered prey for Michael Jordan, because if it wasn't for Mike, they would have went to the finals, the NBA finals.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ain't no question.
They just couldn't get past Buzzsaw Jordan, but still.
Right. And it ain't no shame in that.
Right.
It ain't no shame in that. Yeah. It ain't no shame in it.
Yeah. So I was right. Steph Curry is 4-2 in finals appearances.
So who did he lost to? LeBron, and who else did he lose to?
I don't know.
Did he leave to Milwaukee?
No, Milwaukee beat Phoenix.
Yeah, they did beat Phoenix.
Milwaukee beat Phoenix.
Yeah.
Damn, who did they beat? Toronto.
Oh, that was Toronto?
That was Toronto. Yeah. Toronto.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Only reason why I just like franchise ball players just to stay with one city, man, and then you could just watch the growth and the maturity of a franchise ball player.
Yeah. But you know that's not, you know, I like, and we grew up on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you know, because free agency wasn't really a thing back, you know, when we were younger and was kids and things like that. When we first became fans of it, free agency wasn't really a thing. But I always looked at it as though, man, the team got to do right as well, man. The team got to, you know what I'm saying, want to put the necessary pieces around this superstar to try to, you know what I'm saying, get the best. They're doing that. And I'm switching to Zion team. What's the who he played for? Yeah, New Orleans. So see, they keeping Zion, right? Because you don't want him to end up in the Golden State or somewhere else and he turned into, you know what I mean? He healthy now, and now he winning championships. So you want to keep him, but then at the same time, are they putting pieces around him to help his game grow and things like that, right? And I don't know the answer to that. It's not a rhetorical question. I don't know the answer to that, but I think that's why they keeping him in the fold, because they don't want him to go somewhere else, and then he turns into what they thought he'd be when they drafted him. You know what I mean? 5-6 years ago. I don't know how long he's been in the league.
Right. See, the thing with Zion is, if you get rid of him, the Pelicans don't have a big name anymore to draw the crowd in.
That's right.
And so it's all about, for them, is keeping the attendance up.
That's right.
Keep the attendance up by dealing with the shenanigans that he does. But if they go in there and draft young and come out with some real talent the next couple of years, they'll trade out Zion. He hasn't done nothing for the franchise.
See, that's what I'm saying, though, man. It's like, it's like you want to keep him, then you're like, well, I don't want to keep him. It's like they wrestle with that a lot. Right. And I can see it, because like I say, you don't want him to go somewhere and boom, light turn on and he's as healthy he's ever been, and boom, he playing ball. You're like, damn, I traded him. But
so let me present this to y'all then. So you got, all right. So on the one hand, you got Steph Curry with Golden State. Golden State at one point in time was getting ready to get rid of Steph Curry. They was going to send him to Milwaukee, right? Then on the other hand, you got Philadelphia. They got Joel Embiid, and they held on. So do you think that Philadelphia held on to Joel Embiid too long?
No. I think what Philadelphia made that mistake was Ben Simmons. I think they held on to Ben Simmons a little bit too long. Okay. Embiid was never one of the 100% players, but like Zion, Embiid had that potential that you always hope for in the future.
Then he got an MVP too.
Ben Simmons was that dude that they call the Messiah, the second coming. He could do it all, and he never proved it on the court. So, in my rebuttal to that, Embiid they kept because of what he has already done. Okay, so no, I don't think they kept him too long in the beginning. The last 2 years, I think they have. I think they should have traded him this year. I think they should have traded him last year. Because to me, in my eyes, his potential is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Embiid?
Yeah, Embiid. His potential is gone. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Well, what he is now is what you're going to get.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly what he is.
Yeah, right. He's exactly who he's going to be. Right.
Yeah.
He only gonna be available for you half the time. You know what I'm saying? He only gonna be, but he getting that bread though. You know what I'm saying? He getting that bread. But let me touch on Ben Simmons, man, if you don't mind, for real quick. Ben Simmons, I always thought, me and Mike, we talked about this before. I always thought Ben Simmons played out of position, right? I never thought Ben Simmons was a point guard, right? Just because you can dribble the ball and throw a no-look pass, that don't mean you Magic Johnson, right? I always saw that Ben Simmons had a hard time getting the team into their half-court sets, right? I think Ben Simmons would be better served playing with a traditional point guard, like a Chris Paul, like a Rondo, where he can catch the ball on the move, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, he in the lane. You know what I'm saying? Then on the other side, defensively, man, he's phenomenal. Defensively, you can put him on the other team's best perimeter player, and sometimes they big, and he can neutralize them. That's where he really, he showed his value to me. It was defensively. Yeah. The stuff on the offense, he's basically 15 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and that's fine. But when you paint him as this superstar, he's the next Magic Johnson, he's the next LeBron, all that pressure comes, and I think that's something he really wasn't mentally prepared for.
Yeah. So do you think he's a better fit down in LA now? You think he's gonna be able to turn his career around in LA?
He with the Clippers?
Yeah, he with the Clippers.
Hey, man, I ain't even know that. Damn. I ain't even know that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think he would. And I think Tyronn Lue would help him. And his expectations are down now. I think Ben Simmons plays his best when people aren't looking at him, the lights aren't as bright, when they're not expecting him to, perform like a superstar night in, night out. I think that's when you'll get the best from him as well. Because, we're not winning or losing based off how I play. You know what I'm saying? I think, I think he does better like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, I don't know what the topic is, Great Reed, but I got a question to ask you, because somebody asked me this question earlier. Do you remember the gentleman Ron Harper? Mm-hmm. Do you think if his knees ain't blow out, do you think he'd have been recognized as one of the greats?
I think so. I'm gonna tell you, I think so, because when he was with Cleveland and those battles him and Michael Jordan had, like they going back and forth. Yeah, he was coming for Mike. Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm about to say, even if it wasn't the greatest ever, one of the greatest, he definitely was going to be one of the greatest in his era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to be one of the greatest in his era, because Ron could do it, man.
Yeah.
Ron, he was athletic, plus he could shoot. He played D. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ron Harper was tough, man.
Yeah. I remember him in a dunk contest. Killing
I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah. He beat Dominic Wilkins.
Okay.
Ron Harper did?
Yeah.
He ain't win the dunk contest though.
No, when they was locking up
around or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, hey, man, do you remember when he dunked on Len Bias?
Oh, I was great. Bring that up. Len Bias ain't like that at all.
Man, Lenny wouldn't even shake his hand. It was like Ron Harper was apologetic. Like, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because Len Bias fell after he dunked on him.
Okay.
And then Ron Harper tried to help him up, and
Lenny was mad about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this guy I'm starting to, he loves Ron Harper.
Really?
He tells me to the day, if Ron Harper wouldn't have blew his knees out, Ron Harper would have been Jordan. They'd have been going neck to neck. I'm like, I seen Ron Harper play. He got some skills, but Jordan is Jordan.
Mike, you know what I'm saying? But I just like how he went at him. You see? And that's the thing that I think Mike respected more than anything. He liked guys, he liked the challenge. You know what I'm saying? He liked the challenge. It don't even matter, you know what I'm saying? He would rather play against somebody that's going to bump back as opposed to somebody that's just going to let him just back up and do whatever he wants. He wouldn't respect guys like that. Right. That's why he never respect Barkley on the court. He never respect Barkley because Barkley was too busy trying to be friends with him on the court. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mike, like, oh man, that's an easy win because he don't really want it. You know what I'm saying? He don't really want it, and I'm willing to guarantee you, he probably had more respect for Patrick Ewing And Patrick never beat Mike, but he probably got more respect for Patrick Ewing than he did for Charles Barkley.
Hey, I would love to see the fact of a young Ron Harper going against Kobe Bryant in his prime. Because Ron Harper is known for defense. He was a defensive yo.
Man, it's a lot of them matchups, man, we wish you could make and see. You know what I'm saying? Just being a fan. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of them matchups you wish you could see, you know, because Mike talked about it. He playing against Dwayne Wade. You know what I'm saying? You know, mostly he was saying the guys that came behind him after he had retired. You know what I'm saying? He was like playing, you know, he played against Kobe or whatever, but he was like a Dwayne Wade, you know what I mean? And he said, man, I think I beat him. He said, I think I beat him, but he wanted that challenge though. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Dwayne Wade would have ran from the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I think, I don't think he would have ran from the challenge. Yeah.
I mean, in Jordan era, he was the most athletic basketball player that was out there. I mean, he was just athletic. Jordan can do it all.
See, Mike, we glossed over it, Mike, but you made the point. And you were saying you think the players back then was just as athletic as they are now, right? And I say, I think you got more players athletic. I don't think they was unathletic back then. I just think you got more now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you have more athletic ball players now.
Okay.
Because the NBA is made up of small forwards and it's made up of two guards. So you don't have a center position and you don't have a power forward position. So you got and those are all athletic finesse ball players.
Yeah.
So that's you know what I mean. That might be like the look of the game might be you know what I mean. That's just like if you have a bunch of dudes out there that's the same build as like you know whatever good like a Ron Harper or a Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Cause both of those guys like 6'5", 6'6". Both of them 6'6", and athletically they built the same. Kobe Bryant, the same thing. Here, you know, here two guard, and he built. They all built the same. So just imagine having all those guys around that same size on a team.
On the team at the same time,
you know, like, whoa, that's athletic.
Right.
That's athletic right there.
No, that's a good point. You don't see a Buck Williams or Otis Thorpe out there like that.
Nah, you don't see Kevin Willis out there. You know what I mean? Ain't no Kevin Willis out there.
Right.
Lonzo, you know, you don't have Lonzo out there. You know, these dudes impose their will.
Yeah.
You know, if I got Alonzo on my team, then you're gonna need a Kevin Willis on your team.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Yeah. If I got Charles Oakley on my team, then you're gonna need Anthony Mason. You're gonna need the Davis boys. You know what I mean? You gotta have something.
Yes, sir. Them Davis
you gotta
boys
be able to combat that. You know what I mean? Yeah, because them dudes push you around.
Or you could do like Detroit do and have all 5 of your starters bad boy bullies. And we're talking both of the Detroit championship squads. Because Rasheed Wallace and them was monsters too when it comes to that beating them up. So you know that was Detroit makeup.
Never forget Rasheed trying to double off of Robert Ory, the trap goddamn Ginobili in the corner. I don't even know if that was a play call. Rasheed did that shit on his own. I'd never forgive him for that shit, man.
I don't think no coach in their right mind would have told him go double man over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, man. I'm like, man, I can't believe, man, that Larry Brown drew that up like that and you leave Robert Ory open like that, man. I never, man. Yeah. And then you wasn't even closing the deal. I mean, you wasn't like getting there. It wasn't like a blitz. You know what I'm saying? He got the ball and gave it right back, man. Robert Ory, man, shot the Nets down. I say, God damn, man. I say, God damn. Excuse me, bro. I digress.
Jim says, someday we need to talk about the best ball players that never make it to the NBA. Let me see. Lenny Bias is number 1, but there are more. Yeah, I got to do some research. That'll be a nice topic too, because you got some dudes like
we can't include Lenny Bias because remember he did get drafted.
Yeah, but he didn't get to play though.
He got drafted.
I'm about to say, like, are we saying like never step foot on the court, or you know what I mean? Because Lenny did get drafted. So, yeah. I guess if you're looking at it that way, Lenny. But I know a couple of them New York cats, man, them New York legends. Earl Manigault, that supposed to be one. That supposed man. Kareem spoke highly of him one time.
Yeah.
What's the dude? Kirkland. What's the dude name? Mike up there.
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Pee Wee Kirkland. He supposed to be another one. Yeah, man, you gotta put Skip up there. You gotta put Skip in there. Yeah, you gotta put Skip in there.
Yeah. And Jim did say Pee Wee Kirkland, but look, and then you got I forgot, it's a dude from Chicago that they always talking about too in Chicago. I just saw a video about a guy in Chicago that
was that the dude Ronnie Fields?
Ronnie Fields,
yeah.
Yeah. So I want to. But see, when you do that, you need like some type of visual aid so people can see what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because I have no idea who you talking about besides Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Skip to my Lou. And the only reason I know Skip to my Lou is because the AN1 show that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
No, Skip played. Skip, no, we talking about Skip Wise. We talking about Skip Wise.
Oh yeah, we talking about Skip Wise from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Skip to my Lou, he made it. He the only AN1 dude to make it. He the only AN1 dude to make it.
He did? I didn't know he made it to the NBA.
Yeah, he played for Houston Rockets. Yeah. Oh yeah, damn. Right. What's the name too? I forgot.
Yeah, he played with Houston Rockets, Milwaukee.
Orlando. He's with Orlando.
Right. Yeah. And so Jim said, don't forget about Hank Gathers. Yeah, man, that was sad about Hank Gathers.
Yeah, Hank. Yep. Hank another one. Yep.
Yeah, man. So let me ask y'all though about like tonight. Who is Tank Davis fighting tonight? What's the deal?
Man. Because I got a homeboy, man, he invited me to the house, man, to watch the game, watch the fight tonight. I worked with him. He said, man, something come through, man. Damn, Mike, what's his name?
Didn't Tank beat him already though?
Like he said years ago, they fought like it wasn't they fought he said years ago
they was amateurs.
Yeah.
Man, damn, Mike, you gonna have to Google it, Mike, because I can't remember the damn name.
If you don't know who he is, he ain't no good.
They say he got some skills. I think Tank gonna run through him, though.
But see, you know what though? That's telling you how bad the state of boxing is, man. The sport of boxing is terrible right now.
I know. Yeah. See, the thing is, man, I don't know. It's these governing bodies, man. Everybody want to keep their champion a champion. Everybody want to keep their champion undefeated. You got all these sanctioning bodies, man. The weight class Tank is in is 4 champions. It's 4 champions in that weight, and none of them are fighting each other.
Yeah.
None of them are fighting each other. And I'm like, man, what is this? You know what I mean? I'm like, man, and you got one that's an IBC champ. You got one that's a WBC champ. You got one that's an IBF champ. You know what I mean? You got a WBO champ or whatever other sanctioning body they got. And now all these guys sitting at the top of the same division and not fighting each other. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why UFC has surpassed boxing.
Yep.
Just because it's so much money at the top of boxing, they don't want their boxers to only fight maybe 1-2 times a year at the most.
Yeah.
Because those purses are so big.
That's the name, Roach. Lamont Roach. That's the name.
But you know, that's killing the sport, man.
Oh, that's the guy.
Man, it is. It is. I mean, that Sheik over there in Saudi Arabia, he making some matches happen because he putting that money up. You know what I'm saying? So he making some matches happen. The Sheik putting the brand up.
And this is the way you can really tell if boxing is on the map. Who's the heavyweight champion?
Oh, I don't even know. That's a good question.
Man, they say this $1 million question. My ass will still be broke. Damn, I don't even know. Because Tyson Fury lost to the guy. Tyson Fury lost to man, that's a good ass question. I don't know.
At one point in time, you knew exactly who the champion was.
If you ain't know nothing else, you knew who the heavyweight champion was.
Tyson. You knew Lennox Lewis.
Right.
You even knew Riddick Bowe and
damn, what's that? It ain't Joshua. Joshua lost. Oh man, I can't.
It ain't Wilder, because Wilder never came back either, did he?
Yep, Wilder. Yeah, I think Wilder came back for another fight. He lost that. He came back for another fight. He lost that.
Was that when Wilder lost his fight? That's
yeah, Usyk. That's what's the name lost to Usyk.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Wilder came back and lost his fight, that's the fight when the girl just dumped him when he lost that fight. Is that what happened?
For real, that's what happened.
I thought Yeah, like I know the young lady dumped him. She quit him once he lost the fight, but I don't know if that was his last fight.
He wasn't looking good, man. You know, them Furry fights took a lot out of him. He was exposed a little bit too in those fights. And then he came back in his last fight. He ain't look good at all, man. His last fight, he ain't look good, man.
But you know what they contributed to? That contributed to a brawler trying to be a boxer. Yep. You got to remember when Wilder first started, he was a brawler. Yep. He would walk up to you, take a couple punches, and then bang you, you fall. He started getting to the ring with boxers.
Yep.
And it proved that he couldn't fight.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he just sat on that right hand. He just relied on that right hand all the time, man. And you know what I'm saying?
Every time I walk in the ring, I'm gonna hit you with my right hand and you going down.
Yeah.
And then realize that some heavyweights can move just as fast as lightweights when it comes to moving that head and coming up with that counter.
And with Tyson Fury, man, by Tyson Fury being bigger, you know, taller, he would lean on him and his legs would go.
Yeah.
He wasn't used to fighting in the later rounds. So his legs would go, he's tired. You know what I'm saying? And he became ineffective. Man.
But Wilder lose to any of the Ku Klux brothers or whatever they're called?
Klitschko. No, I don't think he fought the Klitschko brothers. I don't think he fought them. I don't know. I can't remember, but I don't think he fought them.
Yeah, I don't remember him fighting.
I wanted to see him, and I wanted to see him and Anthony Joshua get it on. And that never happened. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wanted to see that. You know, that was at least a two fight, you know what I mean, thing where they could do maybe 3. Never saw that, man, because the promoters could never get on the same page with it. You know what I'm saying? The promoters could never get on the same page.
The best part of the fight is the press conference.
The way into the press conference,
Hey, you want to sell the pay-per-views? They throw more shots at the press conference than they do in the real fight.
Yeah, how about that?
In the press conference.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess y'all taking Tank tonight, then Tank for the win.
Yeah, I think Tank gonna win. Tank should stop with that retirement talk, though. He should stop with that. He should fight some of them other champions because Lomachenko supposed to stop. He supposed to took a step back from a fight. I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was Tank or Shakur that Lomachenko was supposed to fight. So Lomachenko said, well, all right, I'm gonna step back so y'all two can get it on. And that fight never happened. You know what I mean? That fight never materialized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, these guys, man, they gotta stop with all that, man.
I'm taking Tank in 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta end it early, huh?
No, and 4 beers.
Oh,
I'm talking about 4 beers. Tank to knock them out. That's how I judge. Hey, that's how I judge boxing matches now. Because boxing is just not entertaining to me anymore.
It's not, man. And then you seeing them matchups, man. That's not real. Now Canelo supposed to be about to fight Bud Crawford. They, you know what I mean? They in negotiations. They say there's a non-rehydration clause in it and things like that. But Canelo is naturally a bigger fighter than Terrence Crawford. He's naturally bigger, so not them putting a no rehydration clause in there might benefit Bud Crawford in that fight. You know what I'm saying? If they get it in like that, but it remains to be seen because Canelo is a naturally bigger fighter. So if he's able to rehydrate, I think they fighting at 168. But if he's able to rehydrate and he go back up to 172, 174 by the time opening bell, he'll have an advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, we keep talking about sports that's dying. Do you think boxing is a dead sport now?
I think it has a limited reach. I know it's not as popular as it once was, and I think part of that is because of like the way they market it. Some of it seem kind of shady, and then you got the MMA. I think MMA people more excited about that because
And then, like I just said, the top fighters aren't fighting one another. How you going to get excited about? You know what I'm saying? You the top fighter. Yeah, I'm the best in the world, and you fighting some damn cab driver, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's your next fight. You fighting a cab driver or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If y'all want to fight,
from what y'all just said, it sounds like boxing is going through this. Well, the NBA is going through the same thing boxing is going through right now. The lack of interest in their stars, and the lack of the Shield, promoting the better fights, the better games, the better players. So it sounds like they're in the same position the NBA is in right now.
That's interesting. I never looked at it that way. Yeah, that's interesting though. Yeah, that's definitely one way to look at it.
And do y'all think like not as many people are going into boxing like they did in the days like say like when Muhammad Ali, Ken Norton, and all those guys was fighting, like the pool from which they had a bigger pool back then because a lot of guys like who wasn't going into like people wasn't going to the NFL as much until the NFL's that big money started to hit the NFL.
Yeah.
So that pool that the NFL is drawing from detracted from the boxing because you got the linebackers, dudes who linebackers in the NFL will usually be in that boxing pool.
Right.
They said that effect, you know what I mean?
That's a good point, Mike. I heard somebody else make a similar point a couple years ago, and you're right. Like the guys that would normally be boxers, they're going to play football now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
So now they got competition, like I said, from the the mixed martial arts. They got that. So yeah. So hey, man, so you still working?
Yeah, I'm still working.
Put me on, man. I need side, y'all. Put me on.
As long as nobody's watching us right now, I'm good.
Right. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. That's what's up, man. But Oh, so what Jim said, you're right, Mike. I was reading about the same exact thing this week. Yeah, I just think like the pool, the market, you get those athletes just doing different things. It's so much, it's bigger money, I would think. Because like in boxing, unless you that in that top 2 or 3, you're not really making no money. That's a brutal sport. Not to be getting no money, you getting your head knocked off, and then that's just brutal, Jack. So yeah, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, man.
No, I'm good, man. We just had a great show, man.
Yeah, man.
Somebody told me I need to go back to work, so.
All right.
Man. I'm gonna try to get down there, man. Next couple hours, man. I want to get a couple. I want to get a couple hats down there, man. So I'm gonna try to get down. Hey, are they in the front? Are they on the front side, like on the Baltimore Street side, the vendors and stuff? Where are they, man?
The vendors are all over.
Okay.
Yeah, the vendors are all over, but they are mainly on the front side and on the side in the main parking lot.
Okay. Cool. All right. My man.
That's how
man.
They always.
I'll talk to y'all later, man. I gotta get out of here too.
All right, people.
All right.
All right, Jim.
All right,
Jim. Who else was on here? Jim. Yeah, man. Young Disciple.
Good show, man. I mean, hey, Mike, I'm off tomorrow, man. I'm on vacation, so I should be on tomorrow's show, man.
All right. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate you.
Right. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, brother.
All right, man. I'll talk to you. All right. Yeah, that's it for us, man. We had another great show. I thank everybody who participated in the chat. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back live tomorrow at 11 a.m. With some more good topics to talk about. And with that being said, man, don't forget to leave a comment, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace, and I'm out.